I don't know if I can like say the full version. This might be more of an off-air story about exactly what happened.
Yeah.
But she broke my heart in a certain way. Yeah, That's all. That's all we need to know.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'll save the details for off the air. But welcome to Chatt It Up Sports, by the way.
Yeah.
I think we're rocking and rolling here.
I think so.
Another edition of the show. Had Hunter Cloudis on the last episode. Want to thank him once again for jumping on with the boys here. It was a great time to chop it up with him. I know you couldn't be here, GT, but
stuck in Omaha.
Yeah, understandable. Good place to be. We got some new merch on the table. Thank you, GT. 3 claps one time for the Vols, again, winning the College World Series, and GT bringing us back a little swagger.
Yeah, I'm wearing the
I peeped.
I got a shirt.
I peeped.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this thing in my head, but I got a.
You can take your headphones off. There, you can remove them. There you go.
Instead of buying a new hat for $30, I said, hey, there's a pen for like $9.
That pen.
And I can put it on
economically smart. Economically smart.
And so, yeah, man.
That's a dope hat. I like that hat.
Yeah.
Like that?
That's legit.
Dick's Sporting Goods, 2020.
Nice. It looks like that kid that pitched against us. That kid who pitched against us on Sunday should have been wearing that hat with his Tennessee jersey.
Bro, we watched. There's a kid who was pitched against us. I mean, head to toe. I swear, like in Tennessee, in a Tennessee uniform. I thought literally it said the College World Series patch on the outside of his shirt, and his mom like ironed on his last name to the back.
I love it.
So,
Ball for life.
Yeah, but
for sure, VFLs.
But no, it was a great time, man. Omaha's an awesome experience. We drove 15 hours straight, just went out there.
Have you ever done that before?
No, that was like the longest drive was moving from Dallas, Texas to here, and just on a whim, just leaving Friday at 5 a.m. to go to Omaha. That was
unhinged a little bit.
Unhinged.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's part of like, hey, we're about to have a baby and our life is about to stop kind of freak out moment. But we went, and dude, it was awesome. Awesome atmosphere. Omaha is sick. I cannot stand the Texas A&M Aggies. As a Baylor Bear, and then watching Tennessee beat them and watching their fans go quiet. Oh, dude, it was just such a awesome feeling. And the Tennessee tailgates were awesome out there.
Yeah.
Like,
you look like you had a time, bro.
Fire, man. Open bar.
Was there a buffet that I saw?
Buffet. $80.
Shout out to Andrew Guerrero, by the way, listener of the podcast and a good friend of all of ours, and hooked you up with a nice little stay as well.
Yeah, Andrew Guerrero is my best friend.
Love that dude.
He's an awesome guy, and thanks for putting us up in your home in Nebraska, in which you moved to for a job. And yeah, boys, I'm just glad to be back. I missed you all.
We missed you, bro.
Yeah.
It's not the same sandwich. It's like you provide this.
What kind of condiment would GT be? Yeah. By the way, I'll let you think on that, but before we go any further, just want to let y'all know, if you are fans of the podcast, just make sure you follow us all over social medias at Chatt It Up Sports.
Like and subscribe.
And 5 stars, nothing less. Tell a friend. We're on all podcasting platforms that you want to use. The main ones: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all that good stuff. So find us on there, stream us, tell whomever you want, your mom about us, your dad about us, your sister about us, for sure.
What you got going on,
bro? Man, get off your phone, your Apple Watch text.
I got baseball tryout information.
We're in the middle of the show.
This is important stuff.
You're talking about sisters and baseball.
Face down.
Dog.
I got a lot going on right now, bro. There's a lot to handle and take care of. But yeah, if GT was a condiment, what would he be?
You would be mustard.
I was thinking spicy mustard.
You would be mustard.
Yeah.
And mustard is my favorite condiment on my sandwich, personally.
I've grown to love it more and more. I used to not be a mustard guy. I have grown into a big mustard guy.
Bro,
now.
I love mustard.
I don't know how to take that.
Well,
I used to really not like you, but
it's like
as I've got to know you, you're a pretty good guy.
No, it's like you were what we didn't know we needed in our life, but once we got it, it's here to stay.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like when you don't have it, it's just like, damn, this would have been good with some mustard.
And mustard is the one stain on a T-shirt you can't get out, and that's me. You can't get rid of me. I'm now here.
When he gets himself on your T-shirt, he ain't getting it out.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Anyways. Is this a sports podcast?
This is a sports podcast.
Sometimes it is, and we can talk some sports because there were some interesting things going on. Honestly, there's not a whole lot like locally going on that we really need to talk about, or like regionally. Like we've dove into Tennessee, obviously winning the World Series and the national championship and all that good stuff. So I think it's just time for us to talk some general sports topics. We got NBA free agency that's been popping off like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us have stuff in the NBA that we want to talk about, but people love football, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need to talk about a little NFL situation that happened, I think, like this week. Recently on the, let's see, what's the podcast called? Stinkin' Truth podcast that former NFL player Mark Schlereth hosts. He went off on two-time MVP Lamar Jackson. And these two have not heard the soundbite. We can't play you the soundbite. I don't have that. I didn't set up the capability to do that. But I'm going to read you his quote and what he said. And I want y'all to react to it. I have an idea of how I feel about it. I want you to tell me exactly how you feel about it. So he said, and I quote, "I don't want to hear it from all of you out there that are telling me Lamar Jackson, well, they don't get him many weapons. How many first-round wide receivers do they have to draft? Well, they're not drafting the right ones. Well, you're not developing them. Well, how do you develop them? Well, your quarterback has a long way to go in developing wide receivers, so I don't want to hear all that bullshit from you anymore." They drafted first-round talent. They drafted tight ends in the first round. They've drafted 3 different wide receivers since 2018 in the first round. I mean, Aaron Rodgers went, 16, 17 years with the Green Bay Packers. They never drafted a guy in the first round, so don't tell me about it, end quote. And in the first round, he mentioned there were 3 first-rounders, receivers during Jackson's tenure: Marquise Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman, and Zay Flowers. They also did draft a couple of tight ends, like he alluded to. Obviously, in his draft class that he was drafted, they had Hayden Hurst, was actually their first overall pick at 25 in 2018 before Lamar Jackson, and then Mark Andrews was actually a third-round pick in that draft.
Hayden Hurst was so good, bro.
And they've also drafted a ton of running backs since he's been there. I mean, they had Justice Hill they drafted. Let's see who else they had. They had J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins
was a big one. Let's see if there was any other ones. I mean, they've brought in, like, Gus Edwards has been there. Like, they've had some other guys that have been there offensive.
Zay Flowers is stepping up. He was only a rookie.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, we don't know exactly what his ceiling is. He had a really good rookie year. Marquise Hollywood Brown had 1 season of 1,000 yards, and his high was like 50-some-odd receptions.
Okay.
Rashad Bateman really has never taken that step to what they were hoping that he would be as a first-round wide receiver. So how do y'all feel about what Mark Schlereth said? Is it fair or unfair what he said in his criticism of Lamar Jackson?
I mean, I'll say that, listen, Mark, I don't know you. I don't know where that stems from. But Lamar Jackson, he's a generational talent. I think he's been unlucky with receivers, and it's hard to put it on the receivers when you got a quarterback with legs like that. And you got a quarterback who can literally do both. I mean, the best dual quarterback since Michael Vick, in my opinion. So I don't think it's necessarily fair. Zay Flowers still has some time. But the thing is does the offensive scheme make sense for the wide receivers to be the issue? They just got Derrick Henry. I mean, that boy's getting the ball a ton. And then Lamar Jackson's also going to have so many option plays that he'll run with him. I mean, I feel like they're changing the whole scheme, so you can't blame that on the wide receivers, right?
So who are you blaming on? Lamar Jackson?
I think, well, I don't know if it's necessarily – I mean, Lamar played not MVP level in that semifinal game to go to the Super Bowl. And so I don't know why I call it a semifinal game. AFC championship, whatever.
Game. It is technically a semifinal game.
But
you're not wrong.
No, I'm not wrong, but I should know better.
All good.
But no, that's just what I think. I don't know if it's whose fault it is on that perspective, but it's definitely unlike any other sport. Football is the most team sport out there because your defense does have to play. So I don't think. Yeah.
Do I have a little time?
Yeah, go. I mean, you got time.
All right. So let's talk about the playoffs.
Please.
All right. 2-4 in the overall playoffs. 0-1 in the AFC Championship game. 1-1 in the divisional round. 1,501 yards. 11 total touchdowns. 6 interceptions through the first 6 years. I just gave you Peyton Manning's playoff stats. Lamar Jackson has better playoff stats than everything that I just listed. It's not Lamar. I hate to say this. It's just a guy.
Wait, those were Peyton Manning's stats?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a little curveball out there. I thought
Yeah.
he was reading Lamar's stats.
So when I tell
Lamar
you-
Jackson's stats are worse than Peyton Manning's.
they're better.
He has literally 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
Overall record 2-4. Lamar
For
is.
Lamar, yeah.
0-1 in the AFC Championship game.
Yep.
He is 1-2 in the divisional round. He has total yards of 1,845. He has 9 total touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Yeah, if you conclude rushing, I'm just looking at passing right now.
So when I tell you, I
But Peyton had
understand
11 touchdowns and 6 interceptions,
he had
so that's better, right?
11-6. Yeah.
So that's
total.
better.
No, 11-6.
So that's better.
Yeah. So 11-6 to 9-6.
Yeah.
That's identical to me.
What was the record? Is there
Both 2 and 4?
Both 2-4.
Both 2 and 4.
So what I have to say is they both have their kryptonite. Peyton's was Tom. Unfortunately, Lamar's is Patrick's. He's not going to get through Patrick unless Patrick gets hurt, which I don't want to happen.
How many times has he lost to Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs? It was this last year at the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Did they face each other any other time?
Because he can't get there.
He can't.
That's
get
what I'm saying. So how can you call him his kryptonite yet if they've only faced each other once?
But I'm just saying, like, that narrative is there. Like, he can't get there because it's a bloodbath. Like, if I was Lamar, I would have done everything I could do to get to the NFC.
But yeah, because like the AFC is way too loaded.
Like, this is
it's
stupid.
It's the Western Conference, when it comes to the NBA, right? I mean, I agree. I think he needs to get the
Think about
NFC.
this. You got C.J. Stroud. You got Joe Burrow. You got Justin Herbert. You got Josh Allen. And you got Pat Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers.
You got Trevor
Lawrence, yeah.
Like, those 6 I just named are going to be battling for the next decade. Somebody's not going to win something. So that's my 2 cents, is that Lamar is awesome. It sucks because he's just in a bad situation.
So is it fair or unfair to say that it's on Lamar and not the wide receivers
I mean,
and the weapons?
If Zay Flowers doesn't reach out and fumble the football, that's a completely different football game. That's a 14-point swing.
So you're saying it's on the wide receivers
I think
that they've drafted.
I think Lamar had a horrible game.
You're saying they didn't give him enough help. They haven't given him enough help. So you disagree with Mark Schlereth?
To a certain degree, yeah.
I'm with you. I disagree with Mark Schlereth too.
Because my thing is, if you give him, like, I love OBJ more than anything.
He was washed last year.
He's washed.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to say it because, like, Odell was my favorite player in college and, like, post-college. He's washed up, bro. Odell doesn't have an ACL.
No, but he's still scoring off the field, though.
Yeah,
He's doing great there.
Still amazing. He's at Michael Rubin's party, and I'm not.
He's still living a life, man.
One day, Chatt It Up will be there.
Yeah, but go ahead, G. How do you feel?
Well, I was just gonna say I agree with you. I don't think it's the wide receiver's fault. I think I think it is the wide receiver's fault. Excuse me. It is. I know they've drafted first-round wide receivers, but they really haven't given Lamar Jackson enough weapons to be viable. Hollywood Brown was your best wide receiver that you've drafted. That dude's very mid, as the kids would say. Rashad Bateman hasn't been good, hasn't been able to stay healthy. I love the upside that Zay Flowers has shown. Mark Andrews is obviously one of the best tight ends in the league.
Isaiah Likely's
a stud. So, like, they've got some younger players. I know Mark Andrews isn't the youngest in the bunch anymore, but they have some young talent that's coming up.
Yeah.
And you look at all the wide receivers, all the running backs. How many running backs has he had that have gotten hurt?
Dude, like all of them.
J.K. can't stay healthy. Gus the Bus is in and out. Justice Hill is not very good.
Keaton Mitchell tore his ACL,
Keaton Mitchell. I mean, they finally got Derrick Henry here.
31-year-old Derrick Henry, who's still a beast. I think he still will have a 1,000-yard year.
This is the time that you have to make some hay. You have to make some hay this year because you have weapons there. They've built up the offensive line. Devontae Walker, they drafted him in the 4th round this past year. And again, he mentioned the Green Bay Packers. Like, you don't have to draft high-level wide receivers. It just, to me, it shows that the Ravens have not done a good job of drafting wide receiver talent to put around Lamar. Clearly, he's incredible in the regular season, but there is something that happens in the postseason where he just is not as good when he's facing that top level talent. So part of me says, look, winning in the playoffs, it's kind of on Lamar. He hasn't been able to elevate the talent around him, but I don't think in general they've put enough talent around him to give him a legitimate shot with the other people that are there. And honestly, to me, I know they're both two-time MVPs, but Patrick Mahomes is in a different class than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is great in a different way than Patrick Mahomes is. Lamar Jackson is great in the way that he's an incredible athlete. He's a great running quarterback, kind of like Michael Vick was, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's even better than what Michael Vick was, and I'm sorry if that hurts your heart a little bit as a Falcon fan.
It does nothing.
Okay, good.
I think Lamar has surpassed anything that Mike Vick could do in his football career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have Patrick Mahomes, who, I mean, he's had Trav, obviously, who's a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I'm not sure if Mark Andrews is going to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. It's possible.
He's Hall of Good.
Yeah, Hall of Good. But he has that opportunity maybe to get to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe within the organization, like a Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I rock with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you look at what he had. Obviously, he had Tyreek Hill when they won their first championship, right?
Yeah.
Like, Lamar Jackson has never had a Tyreek Hill level wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
He's had corpses of guys like Nelson Aguilar. Are we for
Come
real?
on. Come on, man.
And I love Nelson Aguilar on Madden. This ain't Madden. Come on.
Even Aaron Rodgers had, Jordy Nelson, Craig Jennings, Donald Driver, Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb. And look, I think there's a part of me that says Aaron Rodgers kind of helped make those guys as good as
that's what I was going to ask you.
As they are. But still, you got to go and you got to run those routes, and you got to be as good as you are to be that level of wide receiver.
I mean, I don't know what Lamar Jackson does in his offseason as far as like including his other receivers, but they've got to be going out and hanging out and running routes together. I know Brady does it. I know Patrick Mahomes does it. I mean, Lamar has got to be doing that, right?
I would hope so.
I mean, that's a bare minimum requirement to go call your receivers and go.
He's done enough in the regular season to me to say, hey, look, you're one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You've proven a lot of people wrong, including myself, who didn't think he would be a capable passer in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got to go win in the playoffs. You've done enough in the regular season. Great. I love it. I don't want you to just be a regular season quarterback. You need to go out there and be a playoff performing quarterback. And he hasn't shown that yet. And there's a lot of quarterbacks that are just really good, great regular season quarterbacks, but they sometimes just can't get it done in the postseason. In a long time, the bugaboo was on Peyton Manning that he was just a regular season quarterback until he found a way to win 2 Super Bowls. Now, obviously, he was carried by the defense.
I was going to say, it's really one.
It was really one if we want to
that Denver team was not his best show out, for sure.
He basically put them in the best position possible and just tried not to screw it up and let the defense work.
But I hate Super Bowl culture. I do. Because, like, if we're looking at that, like, people really look me dead in my face and say, like, Eli Manning is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? Or Eli Manning.
Someone said that
Eli Manning is better than Matt Ryan. And I'm like, bro, like, you're not watching film.
No.
Like, you're looking
Matt
at
Ryan
rings.
is a much better quarterback than Eli Manning.
I'll
defend you to the cows come home on that one.
Championships, and I hate that.
Trophy cases are different than being the best player. You happen to have been on the best. The thing that Eli Manning has to his name is that he beat Tom Brady twice, and he's the GOAT. And so it's like that. I mean, how many like greats have that one kryptonite, right? I mean, it's just like, and it has to be that guy. So I can see that, but dude, Eli Manning was nowhere near the better player than any of those players.
Yeah,
he just happened to be on a better team.
The ring conversation really gets to me because selfishly being a Falcons fan, I don't have one. And
Eli Manning was his overall quarterback record in the NFL 117 and 117. He was a 500 quarterback.
That cannot get into the Hall of Fame.
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but it will. He's a Manning. That he will be in the Hall of Fame. I think he won a Super Bowl. Did he win a Super Bowl MVP?
Yep.
And at least one of them?
2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he's going to the Hall of Fame.
He's in there.
Yeah, I mean, look, his playoff stats are not bad. Like his completion percentage isn't great. He's 8-4, 18 touchdowns through the air, 9 interceptions. But in 2007, when they won the Super Bowl, he threw for 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. In 2011, when they won the other ring, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception. So like he had 2 real hot runs. And you look at those pass rushers on those Giants teams, incredible.
Justin Tuck, Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
I mean, them boys was
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah, JPP
Yeah.
was there too.
Didn't he lose his finger in like a
Firework accident. Yeah.
That's why I don't mess with fireworks.
That's right, bro.
I don't mess with them. Nah, bro.
No, happy 4th.
But I mean, then you look at, another quarterback like we just talked about with Aaron Rodgers and, his playoff stats. A lot of people want to talk about him not being a good playoff quarterback. And his record's not great. He's 11-10 in the playoffs. But you look at what he's done individually, 45 touchdowns, 13 interceptions in the playoffs. His defenses, and you can attest to it because we lost y'all in the NFC Championship game, were booty, McPoo-poo.
Atrocious.
Yeah. And he dragged some teams through playoff runs.
I just hate that he spent so much time in Green Bay.
I do too.
Why?
I just think it's just years lost.
What do you mean?
It's just years lost. I mean, I just feel like
they had great teams.
I know, but man, I think it's just when you think about how great he is as you're preaching it, those are stats, and again, Eli Manning has 1 more Super Bowl than him.
Okay, so are we saying in the same vein that like you feel bad for Peyton Manning for wasting all those years in Indianapolis?
To some degree, I do.
I mean, why not? I mean, I like Tony Dungy and I like Marvin Harrison, but I mean, it's at what point? I mean, you get the ring and it takes you so long to get. It's like almost like a Dirk kind of. As if I was an Indianapolis Colts fan, love that he was there. If I'm an external, objective sports watcher, it's like, man, come on, Peyton, leave. Come on, Aaron Rodgers, go find the team that actually will get it done. Because he got it done in 2009 and it never won again.
2010.
Was it 2010?
Yeah.
Okay. Never won again. And so it's just kind of like, I feel like now he's in New York way past, like a decade later. That decision should have been made probably in like 2017 at a minimum.
No, I mean, that's a team that's always going to give you a chance to win a Super Bowl. Like, there was never a year outside of like that last year with Mike McCarthy that was weird. And the years that he was hurt, that like you're always in the running in the NFC for a Super Bowl.
But he believed in Mike McCarthy, and he hadn't gotten it done in Dallas. He got it done once in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I just, at what point do you feel like
what would have been a better situation for him?
For what year? It depends on the year.
Any of the years there, you feel like he wasted in Green Bay?
I mean, he could have gone. I haven't put enough thought into that necessarily to say which team.
I would say it would be probably the 49ers.
I was literally going to be like San Francisco probably needed him.
Would have been a big-time upgrade in Atlanta.
I think.
Yeah. Actually, that would have made a lot of sense going to San Francisco. I mean, given the Colin Kaepernick, situation, I mean, they were without a quarterback for a long time. San Francisco was nicer than Green Bay for sure.
And he grew up in California, and he thought he was going to get drafted by the 49ers. So it was kind of a weird situation and dynamic there. But honestly, like, I don't think he ever wanted to truly leave Green Bay.
No, I mean, I think he had a lot of loyalty.
Peyton didn't want to leave Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You are comfortable in those spots. The organization has, for the most part, treated you well. And you want to see that thing through. Like, you want to be, and I know Aaron has talked about it openly, like, you want to be one of those players that plays their entire career for one organization. Peyton wanted to do that. If it weren't for the neck injury, he probably would have.
But the difference between Peyton and Aaron is that Peyton stayed until he won. And then even then.
No, he won in like 2000, what was it, 2006?
8, 7?
Something like that. He beat the Bears.
Beat the Bears.
So, like, he was there for a while.
He was there
afterwards.
for like 10 years. But like Aaron Rodgers won like literally like his second year.
2007.
Yeah.
So it took him 8 years to get there because he got drafted, 99?
Yep.
So it took him 8 years to get there.
But he stayed in Indianapolis for a little while longer.
2012.
Yeah, a little while longer.
So
it's not like he left right away.
So, but Aaron Rodgers, he just won one, and then it's just so early, I feel like, and it's just like he didn't even hit his peak yet, like his prime. And I
think it was more of an organizational failure that they weren't able to get enough defense around him. Like, they had it with like Charles Woodson and things like that. Then they just weren't able to build around him and Clay Matthews, and the cornerbacks that they drafted were absolute garbage. It was just, it was bad. The defense was bad. But yeah.
Who put these boys out? Green Bay wise. I'm trying to think back. Was it Seattle?
Seattle and
Would
San
put y'all
Francisco.
out? San Francisco.
The Giants 1 year.
Atlanta 1 year.
Yeah, Atlanta 1 year.
Aaron Rodgers.
Arizona 1 year.
Aaron Rodgers to me should be the greatest of all time. To me, if we're just looking at a quarterback of just pure throwing the football, there's nobody better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean,
You won't get an argument from me.
But
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes has now kind of, to me, if you're looking at legacy, he surpassed.
Oh, for sure.
Aaron.
Yeah,
by
absolutely.
a mile.
And that is, to
Yeah,
me,
with the winning.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate because it's just like Aaron's body of work. Like, I don't want it to be forgotten. Because like, there's a chance he might not be a Hall of Famer immediately.
Who?
Aaron.
I think he's a first ballot.
First what?
I love Aaron, but
I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I love
That
Aaron.
might be the most unhinged thing you've ever said. And you've said a lot of crazy
There's
shit.
a chance.
No,
I think
there's
he should
zero
be.
chance.
I think he
There
should
is
be.
zero chance.
Dude, his stats alone,
yeah,
I
there's
mean,
zero chance.
he's in the ballpark with Peyton. He's in the ballpark with Tom. They just have more rings and hardware.
We just
but
need
from a record book.
we need to get out of ring culture because he should be a.
We'll
first
never
ballot.
get out of ring culture, dude.
That's so stupid.
Dude, the Boston Celtics are paying their payroll's a bill for their team to try to win another championship.
Tatum, Brown, Derek White.
All about ring culture.
Porzingis.
Porzy.
The United States of America is all about literally winning. I mean, how many memes did we see over the 4th of July that was like, have fun at work tomorrow, England? You know, like that's in our culture. Like, are we going to win or not? Like,
Speaking of the NBA,
Yeah.
we had free agency going on.
yeah, we did.
A lot of different stuff. A lot of people getting paid. The highest paid free agent. Do you know who it is?
I think I have an idea.
You want to guess?
I will guess. Is it OG?
What do you say?
I don't know. I really don't know.
OG Anunoby.
It was OG.
It was.
Paul George second on that list.
I saw something really cool about your Knicks.
Yeah, what's that?
Jalen Brunson. He's looking at taking about $100 million less in order to build up the payroll.
Love you, Jalen. You guys should have never let him go. Thank you, Jalen.
I think what I read was
What
it
a
was
team guy.
It was something of like, yeah, he's considering taking a $156 million extension as opposed to the $269 deal after the 2025 season to help the New York Nets
Atta baby.
payroll. I mean, that says a lot, you know.
Yeah, it's huge.
That says a lot.
Huge. I was a little upset to lose Isaiah Hartenstein, but you know, when you got Mikal Bridges, now it's really Nova Knicks.
Yeah, well, yeah. So they have what? DiVincenzo. They have Jalen
Hart,
Brunson,
Brunson, Bridges.
and then Bridges. I mean, Jay Wright coming back, bro. If they don't win it
I
this
wouldn't
year,
be
Jay
I
Wright.
wouldn't be upset. Yeah, I don't mind Tibbs getting out of there. That's fine. Jay Wright, come on. Let's go coach
Might
the
as well,
Knicks.
dude.
I think they do it in a heartbeat too.
Yeah.
If Tibbs doesn't go like at least Eastern Conference Finals, this is it. The time is
You
now.
got it. I mean,
man.
they're running everybody into the ground.
They'll fire Thibodeau before the season's even over if they're not having a successful year. They spend way too much money on these guys. They made way too much happen. I think the way to get Bridges. What I read about like 6-team trade? It was the first 6-team trade of like all time. Have y'all not seen that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw. It was like Denver got cash. Like they just needed cash relief, and I'm
Who
like,
doesn't?
that's crazy.
Who doesn't? Honestly, let's be honest.
So this is the Klay Thompson signing to the Mavericks, which I would like to talk
I thought you were
about.
talking about the Mikal Bridges one.
No, I was getting my stats
Okay,
mixed
I
up
got you.
here.
I got you.
No, so Klay Thompson sign and trade with the Mavs turns into a first 6-team trade in NBA history.
Wow.
And so this is what it was. All right, so the Dallas Mavericks get Klay Thompson and a 2025 second-round pick, which leads to a Minnesota 2031 second-round pick swap
Love it.
and a 2025 second-round pick in cash. Man, I don't even know what I'll look like in 2031.
You're still going to be handsome as hell.
Man, I hope so.
We all will be.
Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield go to the Golden State Warriors, which honestly, nice little wing pickups. Buddy Hield's
It's
nice.
something.
Buddy Hield's nice.
No, he's overrated.
It doesn't replace Klay.
Y'all were trying to tell me he was going to be a factor in that series against the Knicks.
Nah,
and he
I was wrong.
not
I was wrong.
shit.
Bro, he got 5 threes off the bench.
He sucks.
Denver gets cash. The Hornets get Josh Green, Reggie Jackson, a 2029 second-round pick, and a 2030 second-round
Where's
pick.
Reggie going?
Reggie Jackson's going to the Charlotte Hornets.
Ew. Good luck, bud.
Jeez.
And then the
Sorry.
76ers get a 2031 second-round pick. Like, I don't even like two of these teams, like I don't even know how they even get in mixed in this, but Klay Thompson to the Dallas Mavericks, who lost to the Boston Celtics in basically a gentleman's sweep, as Malcolm Miggy Harris describes it. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Does that make a difference to that team? How does it look?
Yeah, I love it. It's something we talked about a couple of pods back when we were talking about NBA free agency and what the Mavericks would need moving forward. And I said Klay Thompson would be a guy that I would heavily consider because you need a little bit more offensive firepower. He's still decent defensively. He's not a liability at this point in his career defensively. I know his knees are a little, they are what they are. He's not peak level Klay at this point. But I think Chase said it in the group chat the best of like, as long as he doesn't try to be peak level Klay and he is, hey, I can be corner 3 Klay and play a little defense, that's going to be awesome. Let Luka, let Kyrie do the scoring. Let them facilitate the basketball, move around, do all that stuff. Klay, you just go into the corner. You do a little, roll and screen action, and you're moving off some screens, and you just catch and shoot.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Better than Tim Hardaway Jr. Like, way better. And,
for sure. Yeah,
and that
definitely an upgrade.
That was the one thing the Mavericks missed was that, listen, it was hard to stop Boston in general, but your 2 All-Stars couldn't get it going. And if you got no one else left besides P.J. Washington and Gafford, I mean, Klay Thompson's a big name. He's going to add a lot of attention to the Mavs. I think that they replace what they really do need, and that's a scorer. I mean, they need someone who can extend the floor like KP did, and I think that changes the Mavericks back. It keeps them in contention again to get back to the finals. And so I think the Mavs have an absolute a B+ is what I say, as long as Klay Thompson doesn't revert to at the Warriors we did it this way because he spent his whole career there. So it happens.
Glasses?
Sorry, bro. I fell asleep. I didn't know we were watching 2015 highlights. Are y'all kidding me? We got a light-skinned Tim Hardaway Jr.?
No,
Bro,
he's
way.
better
Klay
than
Thompson
him.
is garbage,
Stop.
dog.
Stop
I'm
that.
not trying to hear
Just
that.
like your takes.
I'm
Bro.
not trying to hear that, bro. I've watched Klay Thompson dang near every single game. I love Klay Thompson. I have grown up loving Klay Thompson. I'm sorry to tell y'all boys, he's not the same. This guy is not the same. He is garbage. Like, I have given up on Klay Thompson.
I don't know.
Like,
garbage.
he literally is he had a mask and a gun and went to the Dallas front office and was like, this is a robbery. That's what he just did. He just robbed Dallas. Like, there's no difference in Dallas today. There still needs to be moves made.
I think he was 3 years, $50 million each year for a total of $150, something around there.
There's no way he's not an upgrade over Tim Hardaway Jr.
Dude, yeah.
Bro, to me, they literally are going to give you 15.
But you know what? The one thing
Tim doesn't do that.
Hold
Tim
on.
doesn't even give you 15.
He can.
Hold on.
But he doesn't.
You get an upgrade in the locker room. Like, this guy has won 4 NBA titles. He has played at the top level. He has beaten, in a lot of people's opinion, the GOAT multiple times in the NBA Finals. Him bringing that mindset, what you need to do to get past, the Boston Celtics, yeah, dude, I think that's an upgrade from Tim Hardaway. Even if they have the same stats.
Brother, those are Kevin Durant's rings, 2 of them. So take 2 of those off the top. And he played with the best shooter ever. And I love Klay. Game 6 Klay, that guy's gone. He ain't coming back.
Well, he was asked to do a lot more in Golden State than he's going to be asked to do with the Mavericks, too.
Yeah.
Like the Mavericks, again, to Chase's point, if he's just, hey, spot up, come off some screens, curl, Klay, catch and shoot, cool. If you want to get me 15 a night, that's awesome. Hit me 3 threes and get me 15 a night. I'm cool. Give me some curls, play a little defense. That's fine. Let Luka and Kyrie do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But in Golden State, it was like him and Steph. There's your offense.
And Gary
Little Andrew
Payton
Wiggins.
Jr., you know?
Little Andrew Wiggins as well thrown in there. Like, he was asked to just do more in Golden State. That's where I think he's just going to be a good fit. And I think that's a great point, GT, that you make of, like, his leadership in the locker room off the floor could almost be a little bit more beneficial than especially what Tim Hardaway's going to bring.
Yeah, I mean, he brings.
I know his daddy played a long time ago, and he's pretty good with the Heat, but he's not anywhere near as good as his dad was.
No, and like so that's where I say, like, from a team culture perspective, I don't know how it works, but I do know he brings a level of experience to the team that honestly Luka needs.
I was gonna ask you, does Luka need this? Like, is Luka gonna listen to somebody who's like, "Hey, I've won 4 championships," but like, did you really win 4 championships? Like, if you have to tell me you 1, 2, 3, I hate when he does it, because I'm like, bro, like, to be honest, take away 2 of those. Like, KD.
How do you know they wouldn't have won without KD? They won 2 without KD.
Bro, there's a reason they called KD. There's a reason. LeBron, I'm telling you, they did all that just to stop the best player to ever play basketball. They needed each other. I look at Steph, Clay, KD, all their legacies to me are fraudulent. Except Steph. He's the best shooter, and he's changed basketball. But KD, he's not valid with me.
I kind of feel like he's changed it a little bit for the worse.
I respect Giannis more than I respect KD.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's stuck it out in Milwaukee.
I respect Jason Tatum right now more than I respect
Wait till
KD.
Giannis leaves and he goes to join, like, the Nets.
He deserves
I don't think he's going to the Knicks, but he
deserves it.
He'll go wherever. Like,
I'll trade Julius right now.
Dude, you're backing up the Brinks truck to bring Giannis to your team.
Oh, if I'm Golden State,
and
I'm
he
like,
will
what does it
leave
take?
the Bucks. He got all his little brothers on there, and he will leave them in the freaking dust to go join.
No, I it's time, you know, because guys are starting to realize, like, yo, like, you know, this is it. Legacy is important in the NBA, and I know for ring culture, we just talked about it in the NFL. We need to get away from it. I love Kevin Durant. He's a great guy. I just don't like how he went about it his entire career. Like,
yeah, I agree.
You don't do that, man. There's rules to this.
Unwritten, unspoken rules.
Yeah, he's just KD. He's just an interesting personality. He just is a tall guy, lanky guy who can play basketball. But man, he's got some
burner accounts.
Yeah.
He's got a weird personality.
He's always had it's always been a weird thing, like in the news. Like,
he's just not made. He's not built for it. He's just not a made man. Like, I don't know how to say it.
He's still a top 10 NBA player,
for
skill-wise.
sure. Like, and it has nothing to do with that. But it's just like, man,
Yeah.
I'm never going to respect KD. And the thing is, he doesn't care.
No, exactly.
KD's
He got
gonna
his
see,
rings.
Yeah,
It don't matter.
He doesn't care.
He's a top 10 NBA player. He's good.
he's got more money. He knows what to do with. He walks around his own house in his own pair of shoes. Literally.
Literally.
I don't do that.
I don't do that yet.
So, but we about to.
The Miggie one's on the way.
Man, I'll say what, the Chatt It Up edition of those Miggie ones about to be fire.
I can see it. You put like a skyline on the back of the heel, like,
And we
or
got,
down the side of the shoe, the
Come on.
Chattanooga skyline. That would be.
and we got
dope.
those colors right there, man. A little bit of the
check these
orange
out.
and the
Hey,
teal.
if y'all want, like,
Yes.
check it.
Check it.
Look at this right now. We got a model Greg Larned. On
Bro.
the back, you see the grind tee. Greatness realized inside never dies.
Yeah.
And on the front, you have the Chatt It Up logo with the bridge.
Just DM 10% off, and we'll give you.
Hey, promo.
We won't give you the promo, but we may give you Greg's number, his phone number. We may do that.
Come on.
It's a great tee.
It's super comfortable too. It's not one of these like cotton.
No,
ones
it's
that, like,
nice.
you can't move in. Like the Word with G t-shirts were awfully.
Shout out to Grind, man. Grind.
Yeah,
It's the
Grind
warm
apparel.
up.
Yeah, the warm up. We're just getting started.
But yeah, that's my rant on Kevin Durant. Overall, can I ask y'all, what is y'all's favorite move that has happened in free agency?
Man, I'm not gonna even say free agency. I'm loving the nepotism that the LeBron James family's doing right now, out there.
Can I get 3 claps? You ready?
1, 2, 3.
I don't even
Amen.
know what I'm
Right?
clapping for.
I love it. People are so angry about Bronny being drafted to the Lakers.
Dude, the way he went about it, though, dude, they literally, Rich Paul said, if you draft LeBron James Jr., that's his freaking name. If you draft him and you're not a Laker, he's going to go play pro ball in Australia. He, like, threatened to that. And so no team wanted to touch him. He gets the second round, falls to the Lakers, gets a $7.9 million guaranteed contract to score 4 points in his opening summer league game.
And he had knee soreness and can't play the next
Yeah,
game.
can't play the
my
next
gosh.
game.
Give me
and-
Dalton Connect all day.
Dude, Connect 4, give me that all day. I mean,
Connect 4-3.
he's going to be awesome. And I just think the James show is if literally LeBron is in the right team. LeBron James Jr. is on the right team to do what they're doing. They couldn't do this at any other city besides Los Angeles.
It's the perfect ending to a great legacy of LeBron James. You know, he just signed a 2-year deal, 2-year extension. This is his last NBA contract. You know, he's going to play out into the sunset, and then from there he's going to gear up for this Vegas move.
Oh, he's going to – I think he's putting a team out there probably.
He's going to put a team out there. There's going to be – and I already know what's going to happen. Vegas and Seattle are the next 2 cities to get an NBA franchise. Supersonics are coming back, and Vegas is going to get a team.
I would love that.
And New Orleans Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies are moving out east, and that's where things get different.
Do you think the Jazz should move? I don't do like
Nah.
You don't think so?
I love Salt Lake City.
Yeah, that's just like a
I just feel like it's such a weird town. All the NBA, all the big, like players who play there, they always say it's just like a, yeah, I kind of like playing here, but you know the whole town shuts down at like 9.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, you know, what when you think about
it's like playing in Green Bay.
well, if you think about it, if you think about the culture of like what the NBA is moving forward to, we have these arenas that have hotels and bars and XYZ, and it's all you can stay out. I mean, you can go to MLB, you can go to park, you can do an NBA arena. Utah just doesn't have that culture, man. I could just see them getting like left behind in a lot of cases, and they'll be forced to move at some point in the future.
You know,
If that was the case.
I got a good friend who is out there. Bless you, by the way, brother.
Thank you. Amen.
That lives out in Salt Lake, and she's black, and they put together like a group chat of all the black people in Salt Lake City. It's like 800 people.
That's it?
Yeah. So everybody knows what everybody's doing. It's. I'm just saying, I would not flourish in Salt Lake City, but like it's a cool city. Like I've heard great things.
No doubt, and especially if you want to go ski, some of the best skiing in the entire country.
It's just not
right
diverse at all. It's not what an NBA town should be. I'll put it like that.
Like them having a hockey team makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Them having that makes a lot of sense. Heck, even them having like, you know, BYU as their football team, like awesome. Like I think that makes a lot of sense. That's because they all went to the same school and they stayed home. But
Yeah.
I just don't see how a basketball team thrives there. I mean, they left New Orleans to go there. So
New Orleans Jazz.
that's
Wait.
why they're the Jazz.
I just put 2 and 2 together.
New Orleans
That's
Jazz.
why they're the Jazz. You know what? The Lakers are the Lakers because they're from Minneapolis, the Lakes.
The Lakes, yeah.
I learned something today.
Dog, I'll teach you some NBA history.
Mhm.
I learned something today. So where would you put Salt Lake City? I mean, excuse me. Where would you put the Jazz if you were just to relocate?
Dude, just what you said. Put them up in Seattle.
And just rebrand them,
Bro, if you wanted to make $1 billion like faster than anything else, put a team back in Seattle.
yeah.
Why not put them in Nashville? Can we? If Memphis is gonna leave, can we get a team in Nashville?
It's too close to Atlanta. You don't need all that. You don't need 2 teams in Tennessee.
but they have it in football.
The Memphis and
No, they have it. Yeah, I'm talking about like Nashville, like Tennessee with the Titans and the Falcons.
yeah, but that's different states. Like
Exactly. So can we have a professional basketball team in Nashville and
but-
not in Memphis? Like if Memphis is gonna leave, get them up out of here, get the Grizzlies out of here, and give me a team in Nashville.
You will never get the Grizzlies out of the city of Memphis.
You just said they're moving east.
No, they're moving to the east.
Oh, I see. I
Eastern-
misunderstood. I
yeah.
they're like they're moving out
No,
of the
they're
state
just
of
going to
Mem-
they're just going to the Eastern Conference.
Oh, bro.
Yeah,
Mem-
Memphis is here to stay.
Memphis
I was
would
gonna say-
riot if Memphis Grizzlies
I was gonna
left.
say.
Yeah, Ja
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
superstar.
Yeah.
No, I just think you need to add the Supersonics.
Yes.
And then Vegas, I think the Jazz that would be nice for LeBron to.
Yeah.
Dude, Vegas is about to be such a powerhouse city for like all things entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, they're adding football teams, baseball teams, now basketball teams. I mean,
I'm sure they got a professional soccer team out there. I
mean,
have to
yeah.
assume.
it's like I'm sure it's on the agenda. If it's not,
Let's see.
Something
something.
I would love to see is the Charlotte Hornets relocate. They don't take basketball seriously in Charlotte.
didn't they? They were the Bobcats,
Yeah.
and then didn't a team move back there, or they
Yeah.
rebranded?
They rebranded.
They rebranded because they used to be the Hornets back in like when like Larry Johnson was there,
Yeah.
and then they became the Bobcats, so that Emeka Okafor.
Charlotte Bobcats and Kemba Walker.
They were terrible, bro.
Yeah. Las Vegas Lights FC. They do have a
Dude, Vegas.
club.
I'm telling you, man. It's
Las Vegas Lights. That's a hard last name or a name.
That's a great name. So I definitely I like what you're saying there. But LeBron, if he brings the basketball team there, will be awesome. But nonetheless, as soon as LeBron leaves the league, Bronny James, ain't no way he's going to get thrown right back in the G League till his contract ends. And I just don't see how he stays in the league.
Well, this is where nepotism comes into play because Bron will be out and will be the owner of an NBA franchise. You can do whatever you want. Bronny, come sign, be in Vegas. He's just going to extend his.
Why would you want to do that, like, as a kid? Why would you? I mean, I understand it's cool to play in the league and stuff like that, but, bro, he's going to get hounded in those locker rooms by those fans. I mean, your whole legacy and, I don't know, image is going to be this daddy's boy got this. I mean, he's literally the preppy rich kid who got a job because of daddy on the biggest stage. I just don't think that ever goes well.
Isn't it like that now? I mean, his entire life, like, his name is LeBron James Jr.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, he has dealt with adversity since he was 5 years old playing basketball. Saying, like, imagine the pressure being LeBron James, but being his son, that freaking sucks.
It's like being Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah. Like,
and they never were anything.
or Tom
in
Brady's
basketball.
son. Like, you have to condition your mind and to be like, bro, like, I'm going to get talked about all the time.
Yeah, I mean, how about the Mannings?
Yeah.
With Archie and then Peyton and Eli and now Arch.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's just a part of it. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to see a podcast with, like, Arch Manning and Bronny James. And just to be like, yo, what is y'all's life?
I really like the other Manning brother. That's
Cooper?
like, yeah, I love Cooper. He's hilarious.
I saw him on, like, are you smarter than a fifth grade? Something like that. They had some show, him and Peyton had something that was like that. I think it's funny that, like, Cooper, man, even his son is like a generational athlete. He just got skipped.
Yeah.
Poor guy, man.
Wasn't Cooper the best out of the Manning brothers and something happened? Like
I
an
didn't know
injury?
that. If he did, I didn't know.
Was that correct?
Mhm.
He was the best
He
athlete?
was the best athlete.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he just got nothing ever happened. Oh.
It was a neck injury.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, those Mannings and those long ass necks.
Yeah. Spinal?
Spinal.
injury.
Okay.
That's
Spinal.
close enough.
It's all part of your neck, right?
So yeah, he hosts a television show called The Manning Hour for Fox Sports,
No, they had like a kid's like
as well as
Game
principal
show.
and senior managing director of investor relations for AJ Capital Partners.
that's just from being a Manning.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, very
Right.
interesting.
That's what like Prince Harry does. He's like some kind of like consultant, quote unquote, for some business out in California. It's like, man, you're that because of who you are. But no, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't even remember what we're talking about.
Free agency and stuff,
Free
and
agency.
the Jazz and moving around
Yeah.
and all that. We just
We're
veered
just
off.
talking
the-
shop.
This is what we were talking about on the Daily Refresh. He's like, how do y'all organize this? Like, we don't organize
just
anything.
go, boy.
Man, I forgot already. What the heck we talking about? Man, it's 9 o'clock,
Nepotism.
man.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. But
Yeah.
just to wrap up, y'all want to pose your question?
Yeah, let's do it, man. So, all right. So this is, I'll give you some background here. So my wife and I were watching this show called Trying. It's on Apple TV Plus. We love that show, and it's a really wholesome show. If you want to cry about, a feel-good show,
Yeah.
that's it. But in one of the episodes, one of the characters passes away, and they all, after the funeral, head to the bar. And got me thinking. I was like, that's a great idea. If you come to my funeral, you best believe you're having an open bar tab. So my question is, in this great city of Chattanooga, what bar after our funeral are we all going to? And how much money?
I know for sure.
How much money are we going to need to keep on that tab? Like, how much do you think knowing your boys and your family, like, how much money do you think you're going to need to keep that bar? To give that bar ahead of time?
Well, I know where I'd want to go.
Let's hear it.
I mean, Goodfellas for sure.
Does?
Gotta go. Wise Guys downstairs, and the best pizza in Chattanooga upstairs.
peanut butter jelly shots, man.
All freaking day. I'm like pre-buying at least 2 rounds for everybody that comes. So we're gonna need to put down like $10K.
Bro, G's gonna be dead, and I'm gonna be like, hey man, I'm here with you. I just had all those jelly shots, and heaven's different than I thought.
It's a little warmer over here.
Yeah, God. They let you through? Man, they said no to me. That's a good one, man.
That's a great one.
Yeah, if I'm passed away, if I had anywhere in Chattanooga right now, I mean, still give me Whiskey Thief. I still think I would open the bar, close that thing down there. I just love the
Whiskey Thief.
Yeah, it's just got the view.
Yeah,
and it's got the prestige.
Might have to spend a little bit more than 10 G's there,
dude. But like, listen, you get. For my friends and my family, I don't think I need 10 G's. I don't think it'd be that much. But I don't know.
Let's think about that.
My thought was like $2,000. Like,
yeah, I'm probably embellishing a little bit with 10 G's. But
like $2,000. If you gave $2,000 and said, "Hey guys, listen, because you showed up to my funeral, you get a little QR code on the little memorial picture of me on the poster board. Scan the QR code.
You can just see the picture at your funeral, just like that.
Scan the QR code for the open bar tab.
Goofy smile.
As I thank you for coming to my funeral today. Bruh. Go party it up. And dog, don't act like that place would not bump.
Oh, for sure.
Dude, we're getting DJ Malcolm Harris out there, man.
Come on, man.
It'd be geriatric Malcolm Harris at that point.
What you going on in Jamaica with the...
We're going to play a nice throwback here.
The thong song.
This is One Dance, Drake.
Back in my day, Views was... y'all took my bar selections. Both of you.
Really?
Y'all took my option A was Goodfellas.
Hell yeah.
And you're not embellishing that 10K. I was going to say I need at least 25 G's for the city.
Buddy, like I said.
Yeah, you know a lot of people.
For the city. I mean, I need Goodfellas to be closed down. And then option...
rent the whole space.
Whiskey
Pay
Thief.
Everybody.
Whiskey Thief. I mean, I wanted it to just be a spectacle.
Man, you know, Malcolm, he would need somewhere bigger than those 2 bars. For the people that would come to his funeral.
He would need the whole freaking convention center.
Yeah.
You know? And I appreciate y'all boys showing me love.
Yo, we about to go to the Hunter Museum. We about to paint us another picture out there.
Listen.
And it's going to be one heck of a night celebrating Miggie. Because that's how much space we need.
That would be so beautiful. Seriously, y'all got to go up for me.
Can we just do that before we die?
In 50 years.
So we can enjoy it?
You know,
all enjoy it together? Why somebody go die?
Nah, man, I'm going to drink differently when he's dead. It's going to be a different night.
I think y'all going crazy.
It's like, we got 25 G's.
I want to enjoy ourselves while we're still here.
No, and we still will.
And hopefully we're going to be mad old when one of us passes away. So, like, how much are we really going to be drinking?
But you never thought of that, right? Like, you never thought.
Never.
Like, you know.
Never.
Set up an open bar tab for the homies and the people who actually showed up to your funeral, and you know that just like can kind of like don't be sad, get glad, you know.
My runner-up will be unknown caller.
Oh yeah, I mean, so you don't have enough room for anybody in there.
Yeah, but there's no room. You know, it's just not a good situation.
Nah.
I hate shadies, but that would probably be my like. I don't hate shadies.
No, come on, yeah, you don't hate shit.
You know what I would make y'all do? Just to. Not even spite you. I just think it'd be just like, oh yeah, they totally go. There's a second bar tab, and it's at CBC, and you can
for the late night crowd.
I was like, yo, the tab don't start till like midnight.
I'd
so
be so
you gotta go
mad,
play some
bro.
pool.
I'd be so mad.
A couple cigars.
You're gonna meet a. Never mind.
You got some questionable people showing up there, man. They every time I go there, there's always
townies are wandering.
There's always a SWAT guy walking around. Always.
Yeah, they got a metal detector.
I know.
Just they're serious out there.
I know, man. I was like,
don't mess with CBC.
You probably boneyard me. Boneyard.
That sounded dirty when it came out.
It did. 100%.
You said boneyard me.
We're a family-oriented program.
Are we though?
Dude, this is
it's kids show.
It's PG-13.
PG-13, man. Watch it with mom if she says okay.
Garret will drop the one F-bomb a show
that's
allowed for a PG-13.
No, I don't. I haven't. I that slipped out.
Yeah, Joseph is like, yeah, bullshit.
That's slow. That happened one time.
I've tried to deviate from F-bombs.
Dude, I'm a classy man. I don't say that.
You know?
That was me 4 months ago.
But Tennessee football season, like, hey, if you scared, go to church. All right.
It's going to be fucking awesome.
It sure is.
God bless America. Like, now that was our one. No,
That was our one.
You're
That was our
welcome.
one.
I stole it.
But
Had to.
nonetheless, man, I definitely would hope you boys would be there. And that was my question. I just think that was a cool little thought.
Mhm.
I
you
loved
know?
it.
Yeah,
How
great
much you-
question.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's going to happen in like 50 years. We got time.
Oh, dude, man,
I hope it's more than 50 years.
I read something. If you get to 2050, there is a possibility that the technology would be there to like let you live forever. Like we have regenerative cell technology that basically would be able to cure any kind of illness.
I think that's a different discussion for another day. What would you want to be? Would you want to live forever? What would your quality of life be? Some people don't like immortality.
See,
It takes away the meaning of life.
no, I don't know if I want to live forever, but I do think about the mansions the vampires be living in, man. They be thinking very long and hard about their investments, and they got a lot of years to enjoy those investments.
I just want to live long enough to see the Mets and the Knicks win a championship.
Well, that's a long time, baby.
I know. You might need to give me immortality.
We've been waiting since before you were born.
1973 and then 1986.
Yeah, so both before you were born.
I'm going to be real, man. If Tennessee football ever won a national championship, I'm not saying I'm good to go.
You've been alive for one, right?
But that don't count, man. I was 4.
You've been alive for it, though.
I was 4. Like,
No, I
that-
don't count.
I don't count.
That's
Like,
fine.
I got to see it. And if the Falcons won a Super Bowl, bro, I
Bury
might be
me in Georgia.
good. I might be good, bro.
See, I'm just trying to see Jesus come back. You know, I want to be like, I want to see what that look like. I want to see what that would look like. I
Yeah.
want to be like, dang, this is the rapture. Like,
Bro, I don't want to see that. That would scare me to death.
but he taking me. I'm going. I'm gonna get beamed up.
You go.
Is he an alien? Is Jesus
You
an
go
alien?
what?
I'm gonna get
I'm
beamed
gonna
up.
get beamed up. It's gonna be like in Sacramento. It's just gonna be like light the beam, Garret Tolly. Come on, brother.
Have y'all seen that movie? Like, This Is the End. Like,
Yes, one
with-
time.
and like
Yeah.
y'all get beamed up, and
Yeah,
it just like,
it was wild.
and
It
then he
was
starts
a
like,
crazy movie.
he starts like getting cocky. He's like, oh yeah, I'm getting raptured, guys. Now, and then like God's like, no, okay, can't be cocky now. I'm gonna drop you back down there and do the
Humble you.
apocalypse.
Bro, I feel like God is gonna like play like a highlight reel of like all the crazy stuff that I did on Earth and just be like, is this you? Like, it's just,
I'm be like, yo,
Can you confirm?
I'm gonna be like, nah, man.
I'm be like, bro,
I don't
you,
remember. I don't recall.
you got the wrong guy, brother.
I don't recall. I plead the fifth.
But I tell you what, God brought us together
He sure did.
for a purpose and a reason, and then I think he'll look back on that and be like, man, thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah, man.
We City Chattanooga needed it.
God is good, yo.
God is good.
All the
Amen.
time.
Amen. Just to put a bow on this thing, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Scenic City Rangers green team. Something historic happened. Can we give 3 claps one time?
Yeah.
One. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna go 1, 2, 3, but
Now
that's
you-
fine. That's fine.
He said 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, you didn't jump in.
I was ready.
Dog, I was ready.
Can we
yeah.
try that one more time? 3
Yeah.
claps one time. Okay, there we go. That was my fault. I audibled on that one, and it didn't work out well. That was a false start on me. Sometimes that happens. So shout out to the Scenic City Rangers green team. We had an incredible weekend of baseball this past weekend, and in particular a semifinal game in which we were down 11-0 in the last inning.
Heading into the last inning.
Into the last inning. Time is expired. This was the last inning.
Yep.
And we found a way to put up 11 straight runs without recording an out.
Mm-hmm.
And then won the damn thing with a Liam Cleghorn walk-off grand slam 15-11. One of the most incredible moments I've ever been a part of in my sports career, and I'm 34 years old. I've
Yeah.
never been a part of something like that.
I don't think, and I was there. I was coaching.
Mhm.
I was
You
coaching.
were coaching first, baby.
I was coaching first. Now, the first few innings, I wasn't coaching first, but that last inning during the 15 runs, I was coaching first.
That's right.
Just throwing it out there. And, man, I've never seen, heard, watched a movie of anything like that ever.
What were the other team's parents doing?
I don't know. I was so focused on what was going on that if we were actually going to be able to make this comeback, I didn't even focus on it. But I'll tell you what, the other team's coaches were a little chirpy during the game, and they got real quiet real quick.
Real quiet, real quick. And I'll say, shout out to the kids. They held their composure. Honestly, they got super excited, but they knew that we had one more game.
Yeah.
And they took home the gold bracket champions against the Tennessee Generals, who one of the best teams in the city. in the whole area, actually.
I'm so proud of you.
I've never beaten since I've been coaching here with 10U.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nuts. So it was just a great weekend of baseball. Shout out to my little brother, too. He got engaged as well. Can we give him 3 claps?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I love you, brother. To him and Victoria. I haven't met her yet.
You met her yet?
No, they got engaged this weekend, so shout out to them. Rings all around.
A lot of rings this weekend for the Larnard family.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too. It was real special. We're going to meet her this summer, so in a couple of weeks. I'm excited when I go home. But that's it, and that's all for the Chatt It Up podcast here. This is a Monday night?
This is a Monday night.
Yeah, enjoy it whenever you get a chance to listen to it. We got something special for you on Saturday.
Yes, we do.
We're going to be out at the McClendon Curtis football camp.
Yes.
Former UTC offensive lineman, now turned Seattle Seahawk. He's going to be out there. Where is that located?
It's going to be at Central High School.
Central High School.
Yeah, you can still, I believe, register for the next few days. So if you got a kid that you want to send out to the camp, please do so. More information on his Instagram. Go check it out. We'll be reposting some info as well, and it's going to be a good time. We're going to be out there.
Yeah, excited to be out there. I don't know if we're going to be doing a show from out there. We certainly have the capability to do that now, but we're at least going to be out there talking to people, meeting people, talking to athletes, getting some content, putting out stuff out on social media. Again, if you've forgotten, follow us all over on social media at Chatt It Up Sports, on YouTube, Chatt It Up. A lot of great stuff as well. Just keep up with us. Interact with us. We'd love to have you. Love to interact with you. Join the show. Get it whatever platform you want. 5 stars, nothing less. Tell a friend. And I think y'all are going to be back on Thursday as well doing a show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like Chase Green will step in for me. I won't be here. I'll be recruiting out in Atlanta. Out in Atlanta.
Kirby Smart, who?
That's right, baby. That's right. The best recruiter this side of the Mississippi.
It's a DGD.
Dude, I hate that our producer is a Georgia fan.
It's going to get really intense.
Oh, football season going to be fun.
It's going to be a wild, wild fall.
We might have to take his microphone every once in a while, fellas.
Yeah.
It's going to be really off the chain. Like the pick'ems.
He just better hope that Tennessee doesn't beat Georgia this year.
Bro,
or he's going to be.
Is it a home game this year or an away game?
It's
away
in
game.
Athens.
Yeah, it's in Athens.
Yeah. I'm going.
Boy. Oh.
I'm going for sure. I don't know if I'm going to the game, but I'm going to Athens. I'm walking in there. Yeah, I'm not scared. A grown man's going to bark in my face? How you going to bark at a dog when I am a dog?
That's right.
Come on.
Woof.
I'm ready.
Get it.
You want this microphone? You want to say something?
All right, we got to wrap this up.
All right, we got to wrap it. We got to go.
We got to sit down.
Chat it up.
Peace and love. Later.